Aqua. Damn, Aqua. Damn, Aqua. Damn,
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Claws and Paws. This is Anthony Sane of Asylum Media Group. I got the crew with me. My man Michael Harrell is in the building. Michael, what's going on, bro?
Not much. How y'all doing?
Good, good. Shamaria Wiseman, what it do? The first lady of Asylum Media Group. What's going on?
What up? Nothing much over here.
And my guy, Josh McCray, the man, the myth, the legend, the high school phenom. What it do, bro?
What's up?
Man, good to see you, man. Good to be in the building. Good to be seen. Good to be heard. We're going to talk some Memphis Grizzlies. We're going to talk some Tiger basketball. Exciting weekend for both as we come back in here today. The Memphis Grizzlies won 2 out of their last 3 games. The last game they lost was against the Phoenix Suns. They had Devin Booker, they had Kevin Durant, and they had what it took to beat the Grizzlies. We'll talk about some things we saw over the weekend. Got some deadlines coming up that would need to be addressed. Some guys that are kind of showing improving. Some guys that were on the couch a few weeks ago, and now they are contributing to our Memphis Grizzlies. And we got some decisions to make. We're also going to talk about Vince Williams, who's been phenomenal over the last week or so, starting back to the Boston Celtics game a few weeks ago. And also Jalen Noel, a guy, like I said, who was on the at the house like a mouse. And now he's and now he's doing big things for the Grizzlies, man. Got a 10-day contract and making the most of it. We're going to talk some Tiger basketball as well later on in the show. Like we said, the Tigers had a tough loss on the road against Ole Miss. We'll talk about that. Got some strange things going on with the Tigers. Me and Shamari are going to dig into what might be going on over there. My boy Javon Quinley took an NBA Jam end-of-game three-pointer. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. And also Mikey Williams, my man, free Mikey Williams. We're going to talk about that for sure. And we're going to talk some more Grizzlies to wrap up the show. But starting off, like I said, the Grizzlies did go 2-3 over the weekend. Had a winning streak, so to speak, before that loss against Phoenix. They won 2 in a row before a tough loss against Phoenix. I think they got Dallas without Luka, and they got Utah without Lauri Markkanen. Last time we did the show, we were saying we hope that you guys are listening to a win. Look at that. They got 2 since the last time we recorded the show. Seems like things are a little better sailing. Things are a little smoother now than they were a week ago, even 2 weeks ago for the Grizzlies. Seems like Taylor Jenkins, after Marcus Smart went off on the team, seemed like it injected something, some type of mojo. The Michael Cole reported that they had a player-led practice where the players said, all y'all sit down. Coaches, assistant coaches, all y'all sit down. We got this.
Coach Smart.
Yeah, Coach Smart. Coach Marcus Smart for Coach of the Year. But, yeah, we saw that it definitely had some type of impact. We saw that the team is playing better. More energy. Guys like Jalen Noel getting his Sixth Man of the Year candidacy going on out there. He's been the first man off the bench, started the other night. So based on what we've seen, based on what the differences we've seen since this team has played, with guys like Jalen Noel getting playing time, guys like Vince Williams getting playing time, or with guys like Vince Williams and John Conchar, who were previously in the rotation ahead of those guys, what are you guys' impressions on what we've seen so far since Coach Jenkins has made those changes?
I think that Jalen Noel impacts his team way more than people give him credit for.
Yeah.
Having a guy who can come off the bench and be one of those players that other teams actually have to acclimate on defense. Yeah. There's been a lot of conversation on Twitter between Luke Kennard and Jalen Noel, which I don't know where it came from.
I think it came from you.
I'm not responsible for this. I am not responsible. I don't
think it came from you, man.
It got misconstrued.
Yeah.
I may have touched on it, but somebody else just went completely haywire with it.
Right. I don't think you were actually saying.
I wasn't saying that. Somebody else kind of took what I said and made something different.
Yeah.
But having a guy who can come in off the bench and not just stand in one spot, which we have a lot of stagnant guys on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying they're not good. They just are way more reliant on other people setting them up. But having a guy who can come off the bench and create his own shot, put the ball on the floor, move the ball, it makes defenses have to actually play off Jaren and Dez.
Right.
No Darren and Jez this week.
Oh, yeah. They showed
back
themselves this week. Yeah.
Darren and Jez bounced back. But having a guy like that, and also having Vince Williams, who in the small forward race, we thought this was a guy who may have been closer to the bottom, but Vince Williams is completely snapped into gear and looks amazing too. So it helps.
Yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence that we picked up the pace with how we've been playing since adding Jalen. So I agree that he's making us better. I agree that he's contributing to, like, on the court in ways that we need other players to step up. So I'm gonna give Jalen his credit. I don't know what the knock is about, Jalen being on a team, and we just need people to step up, really.
Right. Well, he's a playmaker and a shot taker. He's that particular shot maker at this point. His numbers are pretty bad as far as efficiency is concerned. But I think one of the things about him is that you're talking about a guy who can create off the dribble. He can get into the lane. He can hit his floater. Those type of guys really show up for you in the playoffs. If you look at playoff basketball, when the game slowed down in the half court, you need guys that can create off the dribble and make the other team react. You know what I mean? Now, like I said, he's not the guy he's not finishing. He's not hitting the shots as much. He had that one good game offensively where he was knocking down shots, but we know that he's a 9-point per game scorer off the bench, and I think that's a good thing when you got a guy who can come in and do that. What are your thoughts on Jalen Noel, Josh?
I mean, y'all obviously hit all the points. I mean, to have a guy, a wing, who can come on the floor, put the ball on the floor, and get the job done is something we need because, like Micah said, we got a lot of guys who are stagnant. You can't create their own shot.
Yeah.
And so to have someone who can come off the bench and be able to do that is really impactful for us and can help really build rhythm going forward.
And you're talking about a guy that can play and defend all three positions on the perimeter. He can run the point. He can play off the ball, combo guard, shooting guard, and he can play small forward. He can guard and defend all positions. He's about 6'4", 6'5", but I think his athleticism and his strength kind of makes him be able to play some big boy basketball. What do you do with him though? He got another 10-day contract. Luke Kennard's injury looks like it's going to be a little longer than we thought. So that makes the Grizzlies have 4 guys, injured players right now who are out scheduled to be out for the next 2 weeks. For those of you who are listening who may not understand how that works, if a team has 4 guys on the team that are scheduled to be out 10 days or more, you get an injured player exception, 1 injured player exception. They got 2 last time because they had 5 guys out, including Jake LaRavia. So now, you have Noel got granted another one. He got another 10-day contract. But when that 10 days is over, Ja Morant's still not going to be back, and you got decisions to make. You've got Bismack Biyombo, who's been your starting center ever since Ja's been out, and you have Noel, who's on a 10-day contract. I think he has value to where this team needs to make a spot for him. How they do that is going to be tricky because the Grizzlies have all guaranteed contracts, no empty roster spots. The guy that everyone's looking at is Junior Lofton because of the type of contract, the size of the contract he has. You can easily waive him. I think he'll be out about $2 million. You buy him out, you keep it moving. That's a very easy contract to move. Everyone else has a contract with length because, anybody know why? The Grizzlies picked up options on all these dudes.
Kenneth Lofton was an unsigned free agent.
Right.
And he was
Jake LaRavia, Jake LaRavia, David Roddy, Zaire Williams. The Grizzlies picked up there's team options on those guys all. So they extended out their contracts. So basically, if they waive one of those guys, they got to pay. They got to pay for all the years left on those guys' contracts. There are other things they can do. A guy like a John Conchar, who is rumored to have suitors, you could trade Conchar to a team and not get a player back. Basically, you can either do a pick swap or you can give out a second-round pick or take back a second-round pick, whatever you're doing. And if a team has an empty roster spot, they can take John Conchar and have to send a player back. If there's out a spot for you, you can cut Kenneth Lofton and you can sign Jalen Noel. The question is, do you think they're worth it? So I'm going to throw that out to the table today. Jalen Noel, is he worth giving away a John Conchar for nothing or waiving a guy who's under a contract you owe multiple years to? Or do you even care because it ain't your money? That's why I'm looking at it right now for me for sure. But what do you guys' thoughts on, is Jalen Noel even the type of, is he worth bringing on for the rest of the year?
I think so.
Yeah.
We got 4 small forwards on the bench right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can hoop better than any of them.
Yeah.
Vince has been playing well, but Noel has experience, which
Yeah.
I think kind of puts him over. And like you said, like moving Conchar in a deal, maybe with some picks, throw one of the small forwards in there. Like, I understand the whole growth process. We need to give all these guys a chance, but some of these dudes are getting close to year 3.
Yeah.
You can only have an experiment for so long until it turns into something that's like potential, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I would try to get Conchar a pick, maybe one of these other dudes too, because if you have Noel, we don't need 5, 6'4", 6'5" guys sitting on the bench.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. I'm a big Noel guy. I think he'll, and he's still super young. I think he's like 24 years old. Been in the league 4 years. I think he's definitely a guy you want to see what you got in him. Anybody say no at the group? If not, we're gonna move on.
I don't say it's not a complete no for me. I'm in
Okay.
the middle because I'm like on the side. Like this season so far, he's shown the
Mhm.
most potential out of like Conchar and
Mhm.
Kenny, unfortunately. But I just like to see players like try to. I don't know. I do got a bias towards Kenny too because I do like him,
Right,
but like I don't know. I'm in the middle.
How can you not like Junior Lofton? Though?
Right.
I mean, I just think he's a bad roster fit. Like I don't really think he. I think he's a great player. What were you saying, Josh?
Getting utilized, or he's not getting
I
utilized to his
don't
potential.
understand why they got him. Like, I mean, he doesn't really line up with anything they've ever done. As far they don't like to. They traded away JV, who's a post scoring big man who like needs the ball to be productive. And you go draft one. You draft another one that's like 6'7". You know what I mean? It's when you know what I mean? Like I don't really understand the roster fit. I love him. I love his game, but he seems to be the type of player where if he's not being featured, it's kind of hard to find a role for him. Vince Williams, though, like I said, he's been really good. This is what grinds my gears, man. I'm gonna see what y'all think about this before we transition over to some Tiger basketball talk. But like everybody's giving Vince Williams praise, right? And with that, they're also giving Taylor Jenkins praise for making the adjustment. I'm not giving Taylor Jenkins any praise. I'm like,
you should have done that a long time ago.
You watched this dude literally an entire year. You watched some summer league. You watched some preseason. Like you in the Memphis Hustle walk, step by step together. Everything they do, y'all do. All these type of things. Like how have you watched this dude all this time and not giving him his equal opportunity? I know saying the word politics is like a buzzword you're not supposed to say, or it's taboo to talk about politics in the NBA. But that's clearly politics.
Yes.
When you see a guy like Vince Williams, who's shown more fight than Zaire Williams, more ability than Jake LaRavia, and still not getting minutes. And when that guy, every time they played him, he's been super productive. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So what do you guys think about Vince? Is it time to maybe cut the cord to other guys? Do you think he should be the guy they should be pushing? Because like I said, he's a very versatile dude. I call him Team Luton Anthony Melton for a reason. I ain't gonna lie, you kind of looking like a lot like the Anthony Melton.
Yeah,
if you want to be real, you know what I mean? What he does. So what do you guys' thoughts on my guy Vince Williams?
I think he's a guy who can make winning plays when it matters most. He's not afraid. He'll take up the task of guarding the best player on the team. He's not afraid to take shots, and he'll make those shots too. It's just one of those things where you want to see him improve so much. I don't see a reason why you try to let him go. I think you continue to develop him as much as you can.
Yeah, he's definitely showing he got that juice. I'm feeling it for sure. What you guys, Shamar?
Keep him and develop him because he's right now. It's like look, everything's looking good. So keep him.
All right, Mike, I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you a different question.
Okay, let's
ask you a different question. Cause I know you don't mind getting somebody up out of here. I know you don't mind getting dudes off the team.
Bro, make it come on.
All right, the thing about Vince is that's another interesting wrinkle with him. He's on a 2-way contract, so he's only got a certain amount of games. I think it's like 55 or something like that he can be on the roster, right? Before you have to decide whether you're gonna keep him or keep him on. You can keep him on a 2-way, but he just can't play any more Grizzlies games, and he definitely can't play in the playoffs if we make the playoffs.
That's why we signed Junior last year.
Yeah, it's the same thing they did with Junior. All right. Will you make another move to make Vince Williams a permanent roster player on the team?
Yes.
All right, whatever it is.
Bro, we've and going back to the whole Taylor Jenkins credit,
Yeah.
people have been giving Taylor a hard time.
We've been
having to watch Casey Jacobson Jr.
Right.
shoot 0 for 6, get blocked, get 3 fouls in 5 minutes.
Right.
Meanwhile, we've seen
With
Vince
goggles on.
With goggles. Like is that a swim meet or something? Like, bro, no.
Looking like Michael Phelps out there or something.
No credit. And you know what it was? He was at a point this season where he's like, I'm throwing all the cards on the table. I'm trying everything. And then started spazzing. He's like, hey, you see what I did? Like, bro, you didn't do that. No.
Right. Exactly, man.
Nah.
I'm the same. I like Vince, man. I think they should do.
He reminds me of X, dude.
Yeah, get all
always
the
smiling, always in a good mood, willing to do what he has to do.
Yeah, super positive all the time. Get rid of all of them, man. I don't care what you do.
He seems grateful to be on the floor.
Yeah, for sure.
I love him.
For sure. Well, we're going to transition over to some Tiger basketball talk. We'll come back to the Grizzlies before we wrap this thing up. My girl, Shamaria, I know she keeps a keen eye on Tiger basketball. Went down to Oxford and got whipped. on the road against Ole Miss. I watched that game in its entirety. I was a little upset because the Tigers felt like they were in charge of the game.
Yeah.
The entire game. It felt like they had control of it. I think they led by maybe 7 at the half, got up by around 12, 13 early in the second half, and it felt like the Tigers were going to just run away with it in the second half. They kind of got stagnant on offense, allowed Ole Miss to get back into the game, knocking down threes. I don't know what this dude's name was, but the little bitty dude with the big hair was knocking down shots. Man, Matthew Morrell, who I think he would hit like 5 or 6 threes. Memphis' own former Whitehaven High product, I believe, Matthew Morrell. Musa Cisse out there looking like he still played for the Tigers, kind of keeping us in the game with the sirenists. Got dunked on by Malcolm Dandridge. But like the Tigers just kind of let them hang around. They got away from things they are accustomed to doing. And Coach Chris Beard and company came back in a storming fashion and got the Tigers up out of there. And even added insult to injury on Twitter, saying good game, Maine, to on social media. I don't know if y'all saw that or not, but that's what Ole Miss is.
Folks had culture shirts too.
Right, they had a shirt that
What
said
culture?
What is Ole Miss culture? I don't know what all we can talk about on the radio. I don't want to throw nobody on the bus, but I have a different opinion of what Ole Miss culture is than what they might think it is. But yeah, so what were your thoughts on the game you saw over the weekend?
First of all, from what I heard, Ole Miss people, fans didn't really like the energy vibe, but it is what it is. I thought Memphis should have came into the game and did what they should have done. I mean, in my opinion, we the better team, so we should have handled them instead of them handling us. It's just, I feel like Ole Miss just caught fire from 3. I feel like we was playing good perimeter defense in the first half.
Yeah,
it slipped in the second half, and we saw that. We saw how that played.
Right. I think we kind of got too worried with their bigs, like the big 7'5" dude.
Yeah.
They didn't really know how to deal with him because they kept catching him on backdoor plays.
Yeah.
And I think it was messing up the perimeter plays, trying to
Yeah.
sink back to guard him.
I agree.
Yeah.
And then the offense wasn't really clicking with us. We had players coming checking into games, and they was just not playing up to par.
Right.
Jordan Brown really disappointed.
Yeah. Let's talk about that for a minute, because you're talking about a guy, Jordan Brown, who you brought in, highly heralded guy. I think he was like mid-major player of the year. And I'm hearing people say things like, well, I think we're just a fast-paced team, and he can't adjust to the pace. But I'm also seeing teams slow us down and getting us in half court, and we're still not going to Jordan Brown. I think he looks out of shape. I've said this everywhere I've had a microphone. I've said he looks out of shape. He looked out of shape when they played the international game against them or whatever, against Dominican Republic. And I think he's looked out of shape ever since then. But I will say this. Coach Penny Hardaway, that staff, his teammates have to find a way to get that guy going.
They do.
Because if he's, shout out to Malcolm Dandridge, who had a good game, 13-9, I believe, in that game. But Jordan Brown is supposed to be the guy that's supposed to be your workhorse in the half court. You know what I mean? So I think that they got to find a way to get him going. Like, period. Like, it's not debatable. They have to find a way to get Jordan Brown going. And I don't, because he's not that. He's not what we're seeing.
No.
You know what I mean? He can't be that bad.
Totally different player from his previous team. Totally. And I agree. It comes out. Because I do feel like if we get Jordan Brown going, we figure it out, he'll take off.
Yeah.
Do what he got to do.
Because, like, in college basketball, unlike the pros, where in the NBA is all about spreading out the floor, getting open threes, all those type of things, college basketball is still a sport where if you have a post presence, you can win games.
Yeah.
And we saw when Ole Miss's bigs started getting involved, it started opening up everything for them because we have to respond to their big men. We're kind of making the game too simple because all we're doing is passing the ball around and taking threes. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or trying to get to the basket. And their big men were just collapsing on everything we want to do. Now I'm asking you this, Shamaria Watson. Did you notice some potential chemistry issues possibly on that team? Because your boy, Javon Quinley, Jelly Fam himself, I don't know, man. Them last couple possessions, I think they were down 1 or up 1. He comes down, tries to do a layup.
Yeah.
Look kind of out of control on that play.
Yeah.
And the last play of the game, down 3, he definitely looked out of control.
Yeah.
Threw up an NBA Jam.
I don't know.
I don't know if y'all grew up an NBA Jam, but
No, I know what you're saying.
horrible. I think he had like 2.5 seconds left. He throws up something
I
running.
don't know why
Yeah.
That was a dumb decision.
He had Penny's kid, Ashton Hardaway in the corner where he's automatic from 3 over there.
Right, and that would,
And he had David Jones, who's just a shot maker.
Exactly. And
Anyway.
if I'm not mistaken, Penny came out and said that the play was drawn up for either for David
Jones or Ashton. Yeah,
So
it was.
why are you
Yeah,
thinking
I didn't understand what he was doing. And I'll say this on that whole thing. I'm not trying to cause any controversy. I'm just going by what I see. Been watching basketball for a long time. I'm 44. Been watching basketball since I was 6. I don't know the math when the little number bigger than the big number. So y'all tell me, was it 38 years, right? Look at that.
Yeah.
Quick math. There it is. 38 years of watching basketball. They all like, dang, I ain't even half that old. So that's what y'all think. Anyway, but what I'm saying is, oftentimes, this is the thing. I want people to think about all of these things. Penny has a team full of players who transferred from other schools.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, those guys have some level of malcontent about themselves. There's something that they didn't like where they were. So they say, I'm about to leave this and go start something else at another school.
Mm-hmm.
So you're already dealing with a certain type of personality anyway. Plus all these guys were like that guy on all their teams. And they didn't particularly come from good teams, except for Quinterly. You know what I mean? So all these guys are coming to Memphis like, man, I think I'm at some level professional, which they are. All those guys will be playing basketball for somebody's paycheck if they weren't in Memphis. You got guys who thought they would have do where they came from, knew they would have do where they came from, and now they're trying to fit in. And you got David Jones, who everybody's crowning to be that dude because he's been on fire.
Yeah.
And you got dudes who, hey, I think I'm that dude too. Because I saw Jaquan Walton say, they asked the question, who's taking the last shot? Oh, me. Jaquan Walton is deferring to David Jones. He's having to defer to David Jones. I'm not saying there's a chemistry issue. I'm not saying that Quinterly was out of control. Yeah, I am saying that Quinterly was out of control, and I think he felt the way, man. Like I think he kind of feels the way about David Jones. But that's something Penny's gonna have to deal with. He's gonna have to deal with those personalities. And I said all the time when it came back to the whole DeAndre Williams thing. Like if you would have brought him back this year, one of those dudes would have to hit the bench, and Penny would have to deal with it. Now you got Jordan Brown struggling, and you got Malco, who's been here, who's a Memphis kid, who probably thinks he should be getting the starting minutes. And honestly, he's looked better than Jordan Brown. Penny's got some stuff he's gonna have to deal with for sure. Yeah. Also in Tiger basketball news, Mikey Williams, of course, free Mikey Williams. And we'll back this fast because we got some more Grizzlies stuff to talk about. But Mikey Williams, for those of you who don't know, was facing several gun charges. And they were felony gun charges, and he has the opportunity now, if he checks off certain things, to make that a misdemeanor, which means that I think he's gonna be a Tiger or can be a Tiger very soon.
Yeah, me too.
I hear some people say in January, like next semester. I don't think that's happening, but I think that he will be a Tiger one day.
I think he will be a Tiger too. I think it might be sooner than what people think.
So you thinking it might be next semester?
Yeah, I think it could be next semester.
I haven't really looked into it. I don't even know if he can do that or not, but I would not be surprised.
Right.
I think Penny wants him.
I think Penny wants him because he was battling while the whole situation was going on.
Right. And I think that was smart by Penny. I'm going to tell you why. Because by sticking with Mikey Williams, it's not like he was on the team sitting on the bench on campus, right? With Penny saying, okay, he's out of sight, out of mind, and I support him, he allowed the legal system to make the decision for him and make him look like the good guy. Because if with Mikey looking like he's about to get off on this, now you don't have people online. Oh, keep that same energy, Penny. Oh, you gave up on the man when he was down. And now, hey, I've been here the whole time, Mike. You know what I mean? He can play that card. And I know there are people who might not want a Mikey Williams type guy around. They have the right to think that. But yeah, I'm willing to bet that Penny's gonna that kid's gonna when JQ goes wherever he goes next year, I would not be surprised to see Mikey Williams slide in. But back to Grizzlies stuff. Jaren Jackson Jr. had a 37-point game the other night against Phoenix in a losing effort. Haven't seen Jaren look that dominant in a while, getting to the basket, posting up, knocking down shots, staying in kind of control as far as the fouls go. What is Jaren? Is he closer to being a guy that can be your leading scorer, you can feed through him, or is he a guy that needs a Ja Morant and a Desmond Bane to really be the best player he is?
He needs a Ja Morant and a Desmond Bane.
Jasmine. We heard.
I think he needs a Ty Lue.
Oh my God, hey, he ain't gonna make me argue. I ain't gonna argue with you on that one, bro. I had people on Twitter trying to tell me that Taylor Jenkins is a better coach than Tyronn Lue. Like, how can you look at how the Clippers are falling apart?
Are the people saying this stat nerds? Are they like?
Man, it's just weirdos, bro. Like the Clippers. The Clippers at one time had Kawhi Leonard, who signed there, right? And they had Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's like one of the better players in the league. They were on the same team, right? They decided to go out and trade SGA and like 7 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari for Paul George. I ain't mad at that. But since then, bro, they've gutted their roster, giving away even more picks, even more role players, to go get Russell Westbrook and James Harden,
But I'm not mad at the
who
Westbrook.
together and separate have horrible chemistry.
No, but the Westbrook pick to me wasn't because they not playing really.
They were fine.
Westbrook was
But when they
playing
traded away
well.
all them dudes to get Harden,
Yeah, that's when they.
Yeah.
messed up.
Yeah, I still don't like that trade. I don't like that trade.
what we
man.
talking? What we talking about, Jared?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, man. These people, man. There's a dude on Twitter like literally trying to tell me that Taylor Jenkins is like better than Tyronn Lue. Like, bro, what are you talking about, bro?
For Taylor,
What planet did you work up on?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Taylor Jenkins won a ring in 2016. Didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember that when Taylor
yeah.
Jenkins won a championship, well, in 2016. Yeah, let's talk about that. But yeah, but of course that wasn't Taylor Jenkins. It was Tyronn Lue. And I've seen LeBron James like run coaches away, bro. I've seen LeBron James take over like teams. Like, okay, I'm the coach now, right? He didn't do that with Tyronn Lue, right? You know what I mean? So man, these people are weirdos. I would love to see. Y'all don't understand how many days I wake up and pray that the Clippers are just trash. And Tyronn Lue was like, get me away from these bums. Like, get me away from these dudes. Send me to a young team. We just need a guy to get them over the hump. And I would lay out any color carpet you want me to lay down to get Tyronn Lue in Memphis. I will help their brother move. I would get with Gold Mouse Moving Company. Shout out to Gold Mouse Moving Company, a local gym. If y'all don't know, that was not an endorsement. I guess it was. They got some free pub. Anyway, what are we talking about? Jaren. What is Jaren Jackson Jr.? I don't know, man. I just think Jaren's a dude who has to be pushed by other dudes. I think he's got to be around a lot of talent to kind of be what he is.
Exactly.
Josh, you kind of a Jaren hater, if I'm not mistaken.
Nah.
Ooh.
Is it the other way around?
It's the other way around.
Okay, cool. Break it down for me, bro. Bail me up.
We saw last season that when he was on the floor, when Ja was out, he was the best player on the floor at most of the time, and he was able to be the leading scorer and be the leader on that team.
Right, well, Bane's out there with 9 totals.
Yeah, but
Jaren-
now this season it's kind of reverse. Bane is now the more leader. He's the more efficient scorer, and Jaren's kind of lagged behind.
Right.
But I don't think that this doesn't mean Jaren needs a Desmond or a Ja Morant. I think he just needs to be pushed to be dominant.
Yeah.
It's like he needs to be pushed to do things.
Like a
different.
Tyronn Lue or something.
Yeah. Like last game, you saw him go to his right. He never goes to his right. But
Yeah.
last game he did, and I think he just needs to be pushed to do more things to get him more dominant.
Do you think that like a guy like Marcus Smart is helping Jaren?
Yeah, I think you have a defense player of the year, 2 defense player of the year. Obviously, a guy who's been to the finals, who's played with great players, played with great forwards.
Right.
I feel like Marcus Smart is gonna try to show him, hey, do this. I've seen players be dominant. You can do the same thing.
All right, so as far as the future, Ja's about to come back soon. Gilbert Arenas out here launching on Twitter. Man, did y'all see how they edited that video to make it really look like Gilbert Arenas was trying to say
Spitting
that?
facts.
Yeah, like he was. And if you watch the whole video, he's clearly saying, if I was Ja, this is what I would do. They made the video look like Gilbert Arenas was out there breaking news. like Ja ain't coming back, you know what I mean, against the Pelicans or whatever. And Ja has since then said he's coming back. What's your excitement level, knowing that the boogeyman is coming, that he's coming very soon? The Grinch that stole Christmas is coming. He's coming for the Tyrese Halliburtons of the world, man. What are your
Ooh,
thoughts?
I'm so glad that first game home.
Oh, man, that first home game, he going to go crazy.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Bruh. Oh, I'm going nuts.
Tyrese Halliburton, that's the perfect comeback game at home.
Cause like we talked about last time, man, it's almost like they trying to wipe Ja out of history. Like like he's never been that dude before. So what's your excitement level? We're gonna ask this question every week to see where y'all are until Ja comes back.
1,000.
6 games left. By the time we do another one of these, it'll be 4 games. We got 2 games this week.
Yeah,
got a big break. They play Wednesday. Yeah, it'll be 4 games by the time we come
The thing is, even like the end of last season, he was coming off suspension. Like we haven't seen Ja consistently play in like over a year.
Yeah.
So getting on Twitter and see everybody's getting hyped, posting highlight reels and stuff. I'm like, man.
Somebody said he gained weight. I'm hoping that's like weight from like hitting the gym and not from like eating wings.
muscle.
Dude, he's gained like 15 pounds of
Yeah, I
muscle.
hope that's like from he getting swole. Hopefully he ain't like been
No.
eating Whataburger and all that type of stuff. So all right, yeah. All right, so everybody hype, right? We good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so this week the Grizzlies played Detroit on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. Let me pull that up.
Yeah,
Bad
it's
radio
Detroit.
here.
It's Detroit.
Who they got next after that?
Uh,
A little more bad radio.
I think it's the Mavs.
We got
Mavs
Houston
on
somewhere.
the-
I think it is the Mavs. Yeah, they
Mavs
played
again.
Houston back to back, like right before the Pelicans game.
Yeah, no, this is what it is. This week we got the Pistons on the Wednesday on the 6th. They got Minnesota back here again. We're gonna see if it's they got better music playing this week for for Anthony Edwards. It was the music is the reason why the energy was low. So yeah, we got Anthony Edwards coming back on Friday. And I hate the new Grizzlies app because it don't.
Man,
Y'all ain't
they've
bailing me
been
out.
milking that new Grizzlies app.
Who?
Download the new Grizzlies app.
Yeah, I know.
All the new updates.
What's the? Help me out, y'all. Okay, yeah. By the time we come back, they play Dallas next Monday, so we'll be 4 more games left until John Morant's return. It's getting closer and closer. Yeah.
Dallas and Mini back to back's tough.
So what we doing? We splitting or what we doing?
It's split.
No, it ain't Dallas and Minnie. It's Detroit.
No, I'm saying after Detroit,
Oh,
we play
yeah.
Minnesota, then we play Dallas. It's
This
tough.
week we gonna worry about this week. What it's gonna look like? 1-1, right?
One
We gonna be, bro. We're not losing to Detroit, bro. Come on now.
can't lose to them.
Why them folks sorry like that?
That's crazy.
Coaching.
We got so much talent over there.
I'm gonna go on a whim real quick. I
Coaching.
think that we can beat Minnesota.
I think we can too.
Jalen Noel revenge game.
Yeah, he gonna be hot.
Like he's gonna be on the floor. And then after Ant came in Memphis, he's like, man, they're dead. Like you got to
Yeah.
show up and show out. Like nah,
Man, they
like,
gonna do something to them. folks.
Because I know Ant got hurt.
he got hurt. Is he back yet?
Yeah.
Man, I'm not worried
Yeah.
about Cat. Man, Cat and Gobert had 5,000 piece last game.
Yeah. I'm
You
gonna say
take
this
Ant
right
out of the
here, too.
equation.
I'm gonna throw something else out to y'all. We was talking about like would we take Tyronn Lue, right? Like if the Clippers, would y'all take Monty Williams?
No.
Nah, Monty, you stay your team.
Nah.
you can stay in Detroit, bro. I think we good on Monty. Why that team should be better than that, man?
Way better.
I don't know. All right, if you could pluck a player, we're gonna wrap up the show like this right here. If you could plug, because Detroit's a team I've been looking at. All right, now I'm gonna give y'all some inside baseball too. Me and Michael peeped this out at the game we went to together, and I've been peeping this out other games I went to. Like you got scouts to be at games, right, from the opposing teams. My man, what's my boy name, Mike?
Can we say it? Are we allowed? Is
Yeah,
it
I mean, he's- yeah.
Dwayne Casey.
Dwayne Casey used to be a coach of the Pistons. Now he's a scout for the Pistons, right? Like we've seen him at a game together, and I've seen him at a couple games, I think, since then, right? All right, I'm looking hard at Detroit as a team that the Grizzlies would be interested in making a trade with. If y'all could pluck a dude off of Detroit's roster, and I'm not gonna say Kay Cunningham or Jalen Duran, like what's a realistic name if you could go get a dude off Detroit's roster? And we'll wrap up the show.
Asar Thompson.
Come on, man, ain't talking about him, man. Come on, ain't talking about no dude.
Be
y'all-
real.
No, bro, I'm talking about a dude.
You said not Kate or
no,
not.
man, not nobody you know they trying
Okay,
to build. Come on, bro.
Bogdanovich.
Who?
Bogdanovich.
All right.
Bogdanovich.
I don't really like that deal. We've been talking about that in Memphis for a while. Cause
I mean, it depends on what we get back.
I don't think he'll- I don't
who
think
do
he'll-
you want?
give me Baby John with the terrible hair.
Isaiah
Oh,
Stewart.
Jay-
Oh, Jay Ivy. Mm-mm.
Is his mama coming with him? That's,
Bro, that feels like can't think of dude's name, man. You just completely threw me off.
it's about with the Warriors. What I said
Kennedy
about
Chandler Jr., bro. It
Who?
feels like Kennedy Chandler
Stop.
all over again.
no, Jay Knight way better than him. bro.
He's better than him, but it's like, man, we already got point guards in the rotation.
Right. He's not a point guard though, bro. He's more like a combo guard that can't shoot. He's super
Last thing we-
Jalen Noel, bro. I'm looking at him. I'm looking at Isaiah Stewart. I'm looking at
Stewie, man. I would love Stewie.
what's my boy name, man? He used to play for the Kings.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Big man. Come on, bro.
Oh, Marvin Bagley?
Yeah, I'm looking at him.
Oh,
I'm
Man.
looking at what's
He
the
can go
other
to
guard?
Southaven, bro.
Nah, come on, man. What's he better than Tillman? What's the other guard they got?
Killian
Burks.
Hayes.
Oh, Alec Burks. Yes,
Alec
Alec.
Burks.
I would take Alec Burks. Alec Burks would be
I
perfect.
think something gonna happen between us and them for it's all said.
I
and
think so too.
done.
Man, I hope John's looking at houses in Detroit.
Man, you can get all them dudes out of here,
What
man.
about Jay Watts?
Who?
James, no.
Wiseman, man, y'all. I'm so sick of that.
Trade him back to the U.
Jay Wiseman barely in the NBA, bro. Like,
Trade him back to the Tigers. bro.
This is a Tiger fan of her, man. Everybody want to see. Man, whatever, bro.
Trade him back to the Tigers.
Yeah, trade him back to the Tigers. Yeah, trade him for Malcolm Dandridge. There you go.
They would do it in a heartbeat.
No, Jordan Brown's the one that's struggling. Yeah, go trade Wiseman for Jordan Brown. That might be dope. But yeah, man, it's been a good one, man. Another episode in the books of Claws and Paws, man. Micah, any final thoughts? Anything for the people, man?
6 more games.
6 more games.
Woo!
Shamari.
We didn't touch on it, but shout out to Karari Kane. She hit 1,000 points. Memphis Tigers.
That's what's up. What's the other girl who's like the all-time 3-point? That's not the same.
Madison Griggs.
Oh yeah, we ain't playing, man. We ain't playing on this Tiger basketball. Josh, what you got for the people, man?
6 more games.
6 more games. 12. We need you, big dog. We'll see you soon, man. Matter of fact, we'll be 4 more to go by the time we record. That 4 sound real good. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, for the crew of Asylum Media Group, this is Anthony Sang. We about to slide up out of here. Thank y'all again for listening to Claws and Paws. Try to keep this thing tight for y'all. We'll see y'all next time. We out.
Damn, Aqua.